मैं एक पवित्र आत्मा हूँ। मैं एक शुद्ध आत्मा हूँ। मैं एक पवित्र आत्मा हूँ। मैं एक शुद्ध आत्मा हूँ। मैं एक पवित्र आत्मा हूँ। मैं एक शुद्ध आत्मा हूँ। On the next day, I decided to enter the cave. No one could have imagined that a cave could exist there. The roots of the tree above functioned as a grill to the door of the cave. On seeing this, I understood that no large animal could enter the cave. I pushed aside two of the roots with great difficulty and entered the cave, and the vibrations in my body increased. I could clearly experience pulsations on the crown of my head. I realized through my experience that this was the abode of some sage practicing meditation. It was possible that someone was present inside. I was filled with curiosity and kept pushing forward. I held a herb in my hand which was burning like a candle. It was dark inside. First, I waited a little and studied the darkness. By now, I could see a little faintly. I moved forward again and saw that a sage was meditating in front of a large stone. His back was towards me, and the radiant aura was clearly visible around him. I tried to look further, but my eyes began to close due to the radiance. I didn't think that it was proper to disturb his spiritual practice, and I slowly went out of the cave. I realized later that he had been stopping me from leaving the place as he wished to meet me. I decided to stay on there, and then this became my daily routine. I would push aside bushes in front of the cave, put some flowers on a banana leaf, place them in front of the cave, and bow respectfully. After 3 days, I was placing the flowers as usual when I saw that the sage had parted the roots and was coming out. I bowed before him with folded hands as soon as he came out. He was short, dark, and quite thin. His eyes were very striking. His hair had grown untidily, and his beard was also spread out untidily. He was about 5 feet tall, and he had tied a loincloth around his waist. He said, "This is my Gurudev's place. I came here by my Guru's grace and stayed on permanently. I belong to the south of India, and I came here for my spiritual practice. I started out in search of a living Guru and later reached this place. When I met my Guru after wandering for several years, I couldn't leave him and go away to any other place. I have been waiting for your arrival." I said, "I will obey your orders. Please guide me." He remained silent for a while. Then he suddenly said, "My Guru has come to this place in search of inner knowledge and settled here. I came here and then I couldn't return to society, but it is my wish that whatever inner knowledge we have obtained should reach the people in society. Whoever obtained inner knowledge in this place later became so sensitive that he was in no state to distribute it to society. We required a medium to convey our knowledge to society, and that's why I have been waiting for you. You have taken birth as a medium. You were born to be a messenger, and this is why several gurus have made you their medium. I want you to become my medium too and carry out my work. That will make me very happy." I told him very respectfully, "It will be my good fortune to obey whatever you order me to do." He said, "You will have to stay here for some days in order to accept what I wish to give you. You will have to remain in my proximity, as I will be able to transfer the dormant inner knowledge only after that. This knowledge can neither be given nor accepted. It can only be transferred through the medium of a spiritual experience." I decided to stay with him. He would either not speak at all, or when he did speak, it felt as I was being inundated. He once said, "The first step to progress in the spiritual field is to have faith in the Satguru, because it is only faith that creates a positive feeling. When this positive feeling begins to develop inside us, it leads to the birth of goodwill. Our heart develops when we have good feelings towards everyone. Therefore, no matter what feelings others nurture towards us, we should always have good feelings towards them. We should always keep our hearts pure. What he thinks is according to his mental level, and what you think about him is according to your mental level. You don't need to stoop to a lower level because the person before you is at a lower level. We should always maintain our level. I too left society to come here because I was affected by society when I lived there. But after coming here, I slowly got to know the truth. And the truth was quite different from what I had thought it to be. I wish that whatever I have learned should reach every sadhak who meditates, that he should not commit the mistakes that we committed, because this is a deception that leads us astray and our entire life passes away in it. We are left empty-handed in the end, and then at the time of death, man realizes that he has wasted his life. Man is closest to the truth at the time of his death. He realizes the truth about everything. All the problems on this path are only at the physical level. Everything becomes easy once he moves from the physical to the inner soul level. But the most difficult part is to reach the inner soul level from the physical level. The whole life of several people and several sadhaks is spent in crossing this level. My name is Nagappa and I am a resident of South India. I received enlightenment after coming to this place. In society, one extreme point of attachment is when men who are in search of truth run away because they are afraid that they will feel physically attracted to women. The other extreme is to control one's feeling by thinking that lustful feelings are aroused on seeing women. Both are extreme positions and both are not true. I too had been told that I should stay away from women if I wanted to practice meditation. It is because of this thinking that men in search of truth run away from society and come here to the jungles to practice meditation. But this too is another extreme kind of fear. The best form of a woman is as a mother. If you have a similar pure feeling in your mind towards women that you have towards your mother, then no matter how many women are near you, it won't make any difference. However, your feelings are important. What are your feelings when you look at women? It is easy to change those feelings, but to run away to the Himalayas like this is difficult. All this is the bitter truth. But no one will go to society and speak about these things, so how will people in society know that both man and woman are two sides of the same coin, and that no coin can be complete without both the sides? Pass on this message to people who wish to practice meditation, that they should not consider women to be barriers on this path. Just change your feelings towards them. That's all that is necessary. Man never has feelings of lust towards the idol of a goddess, no matter how beautiful it is, because he looks at the idol as the form of a mother. The seductress in the form of the woman will not have any effect on the sadhak, no matter how beautiful any woman in the world is, if the sadhak changes his way of looking at her. Therefore, it is absolutely necessary to change one's feelings towards women. It is cowardice to come running like this to the Himalayas out of fear without changing one's way of thinking. I behaved like a coward, but others should not do the same. Just change your feelings, and only these feelings will prove to be helpful in assisting the sadhak to move from the physical level to the inner soul level. This fact has no importance once you cross the physical level and reach the soul level, because your way of looking at others changes and you begin to accept everyone in the form of a soul. Then what difference does it make whether the physical body is that of a man or a woman? However, man realizes all this only after he obtains inner knowledge, because later on he doesn't even know if the person in front of him is a man or a woman, as only the form of the soul is visible. The soul too sees only the other soul before it. When one soul has control over the body, how is the soul before you? Is it a good soul, a bad soul, a pious soul, or a sinful soul? The entire viewpoint of the person changes, and he doesn't see whether the soul before him is a man or a woman, because this difference is at the physical level and the body is perishable. The physical body is a covering layer for the soul, so what difference does it make whether it is the soul of a man or a woman? As long as the soul is under the control of the covering layer, it will only see the covering layer. But once the soul gains control over the covering layer, it will only see the other soul. One attains knowledge of this aspect much later, in the final stage of self-realization. All the sadhaks who tread the path to reach the ultimate state think similarly, and this belief is not a modern one. Sri Gautama Buddha and Sri Mahavir also thought similarly and gave up everything in their lives to go and live in the forest. Then afterwards, they too achieved this knowledge in their final state. Everything depends on a person's feelings. One is a pure and holy feeling, and the other is the collectivity of pure and holy feelings of souls. Both these transform man into Supreme Being. The Supreme Being does not exist externally. It is hidden within man. The form of Paramatma is present in the soul. All external differences come to an end as soon as the form of the Supreme Being manifests inside man. Man merges into the Supreme Being. Therefore, when the man in you has become the Supreme Being, how will you be able to see man in another person? This man is not everything. It is only a covering layer, and the inner Paramatma is one and the same. He is the same within everyone. Everything is clearly visible when one's inner flame has been lit, and the soul is enlightened. And the inner form is so clearly visible that the covering layer of the physical body can't be seen at all. This state is similar to that of stars being clearly visible on a dark night. Even the wandering fireflies are clearly visible, but everything becomes invisible when the sun rises. Then one can neither see any stars in the sky nor fireflies on the ground. All that is visible is the bright light of the sun. Similarly, when the inner sun of the soul rises, all differences come to an end in the light of the sun, and all covering layers disappear. The gender difference between man and woman ends, the difference in the covering layer of race and religion ends, and the differences between the beautiful and the ugly ends too. All these are differences at the physical level, but there is only one soul. There is a difference in the structure of a man's body and the structure of a woman's body, and this is the reason for their differences in their basic natures. One's basic nature is related to the physical body. Ego is predominant in a man's body, and this ego is the basic nature of the male body. The ego of being the doer is more in the male because he gives more importance to work. Predominance of work is the basic nature of man's body, but he receives the energy and the inspiration to perform the work through the medium of the woman's body. The woman's body is dominated by feelings and emotions, and due to the predominance of feelings, the feeling of surrender is greater in women. Therefore, they have better receptive qualities. A woman can absorb the energies, and after absorbing them, she can inspire man to activate them too. This is why the inspiration behind every successful man is a woman. Man doesn't have the same capacity to give fully, unlike a woman, because she is always at two extremes. She begins by receiving and ends by giving. Only the one who can fully receive can give fully. This is the basic nature of a woman, Stri Shakti. Man cannot be a Satguru until he achieves the basic nature of a woman. This means that until such time that a man doesn't imbibe the qualities of a woman, he will not be completely self-realized. He cannot give birth to another soul until he becomes a self-realized person. The Guru too has to give birth to his disciple. The birth of the disciple's soul happens through his Guru. The Guru is the mother of the soul. Just as the mother gives her all while giving birth to her child, the Guru gives his all while giving birth to a disciple. It is possible to awaken the soul of a disciple only if the Guru is self-realized. This Sadguru is recognized as a man of the age, Yug Purush. There can only be one Sadguru who gives birth to the soul. There can't be two suns in the sky, just as there is only one mother who gives birth to her child. It is very difficult to reach the Sadguru. One obtains inner awakening of the soul after devoted meditative practice for several births. Inner knowledge, Atma Gyan, is the ultimate knowledge in the world, because one receives all other knowledge after acquiring inner knowledge. All mysteries of the physical body come to an end once your inner sun is awakened. Therefore, there is no difference between a man and a woman in the spiritual field, and neither is there any need to run away from women. It is only necessary to awaken the pure and holy feeling inside yourself. The man's body and the woman's body are both complementary to each other. One can't imagine the existence of either of them without the other. No matter how great and noble a person is, he has ultimately taken birth through the womb of a woman. This means that the birth of a man is not possible without a woman. The Sadguru can give birth to a disciple only when his basic nature is as tender and generous like that of a woman. While speaking, Gurudev took me further inside the cave and informed me, "My Gurudev used to sit on this very stone and meditate. Therefore, I too sit before it and meditate." Water was flowing down the mountain from above and dripping continuously in the same place, and as a result, a pit had formed over there. The water flowed down towards a slope from there. Then it collected below in a pit, and this had formed a small canal there. Gurudev said, "When we meditate, the needs of our physical body decrease, and its activities are also reduced. Therefore, I too seldom come out of the cave. I have seen quite a lot of the surrounding places here. When Gurudev was present, I would roam around quite a lot to collect firewood and flowers and fruits. After Gurudev passed away, my roaming outside has slowly decreased. It was only after his death that I came to know him. I couldn't fathom him during his lifetime. He looked exactly like an ordinary Adivasi tribal jungle dweller. He was an ascetic, and all his expressions, his talk, and his interactions were ordinary. What was extraordinary was the spiritual experience. I had extraordinary spiritual experiences with him. He too had come here from civilization, and later he made this place his own. I too came here, wandering around on foot from South India, and settled in this place. This place itself is such that one doesn't feel like going anywhere after coming here. There are several such places in the Himalayas. Those places have their own aura, and man obtains a feeling of completion and a complete sense of satisfaction after entering the aura. Then he can't leave that place and go away. It is the goal of every soul to reach these places. The soul reaches that place after trying for several births, because after reaching there, no other place is left to be reached. I too belong to this place now, and I don't have any desire left to go anywhere. I humbly requested Gurudev, "Gurudev, there are very few fortunate souls who have been able to reach these areas of gurus in their life. This is a journey of several births. It has taken me 800 years to reach up to here too. I have performed devoted meditative practice regularly for the past 800 years with only one goal. I have kept myself free for several years. But it is impossible for every individual to do all this. And this is why a self-realized men have not been able to return to society as mediums. At present, the situation in human society is very bad. It is even worse than what it must have been during your time. The mind, chit, is being destroyed, thought pollution has spread everywhere, and the soul is losing its identity. Religions which had been created to awaken the souls of humans have remained confined only to books. Man has made the same religions an issue now and is bent on destroying all humanity. Who is going to bother about religions when humans cease to exist on earth? All religions were created by venerated men only to save the religion of humanity. Today, humans have made the same religions their basic issue and are fighting with each other. Humans are killing each other on the basis of religion. All humanity is being destroyed. This is the downfall of humanity. The religions of modern times are devoid of spiritual experiences and are confined only to books. The books are thousands of years old, and modern youth are not able to understand their language. The younger generation of present time is moving away from the spiritual path. Books which are thousands of years old don't seem to be of any use in the present circumstances. Books are lifeless, and religion is living experience, which lifeless books can't give. The need of the hour is living knowledge, and a living medium is required for living knowledge. All this knowledge will remain a mystery in the environs of the Himalayas until a living medium returns to human society with the living knowledge from the world of Himalayan gurus. Only a person who reaches this place will be able to obtain it. But the question is, who will reach here and who will obtain it? This is just wishful thinking for the ordinary man. He can never reach here even if he wishes to do so. One birth is not enough to reach here. I too have experienced this. So will the knowledge remain confined to the caves of the Himalayas, and will the ignorance of humanity destroy human society? Then who will absorb this knowledge when the entire human race has been destroyed? No one will be left to absorb it because the same thing is happening now. The whole world is coming to an end. It has now become absolutely necessary to save mankind. If there is one thing that can save humans from future dangers, it is humanity. Man will be saved only if humanity is saved. However, humanity itself is in danger today, and if the light of this inner knowledge does not reach society now, it will be too late afterwards. If anything can save humans during the coming annihilation and the final destruction, it is humanity. The only solution which can save man is the power of his collective will. The future appears to be totally dark. Therefore, Gurudev, please bless me so I can convey this knowledge to human society and become a pure and clear medium. Gurudev became very serious. He said, "The ensuing period is going to be very bad. Man himself will invite several misfortunes due to his ignorance. Several imbalances will be created in nature due to thought pollution, and man himself will have to bear all the consequences. There's only one way to be saved from all these things, the dawn of positive collective energies, because the negative energies will get together and try to create imbalance. Collective efforts will be made in the future to destroy humanity, and the more collective these efforts, the more man will be scared of them and will fall apart. Therefore, positive efforts in collectivity are required, and it is only collective energy which can save man from danger in the future. The very existence of a solitary individual will be in danger. If collective negative energies begin to harass a solitary individual, they will destroy him. The negative collective energies will be countered only by positive collective energies. There is no other way out. My blessings to you are that you may prove to be a good medium for humanity in the future. You have taken birth due to the combined efforts of positive collective energies. The collective energies have created you for this very reason. Your birth itself is the dawn of collective positive energies, and your life is also the motive for it, because the work of the positive energies will commence after your lifetime. You will become the center of inspiration, and your life will be the sphere of their guru. They will obtain inner experience after reaching their guru's sphere. Your life itself is the beginning of a new spiritual revolution. I too have called you here as a medium. I came running away to the jungle like other ascetics in order to stay away from women. But I've realized after performing meditation that we see differences among men and women only as long as we remain at the physical level. There is no difference between man and woman once you reach the inner soul level. But I have received this knowledge only after coming here and experiencing it. Jai Baba Swami, Jai Atmeshwar.